Hello everyone, today I'm gonna show you how a forge works. Maybe you'll remember from the last video, there I showed you how to craft the forge and where to find the items. I will put your links up there on the right. So let's put down the forge. This is actually something else so let's put down the forge. If you enter it, you will actually see the smelting bar, the fuel, the tools, the output, inspect, and this all. So, what do you have to do now? Let's say you have iron. You have harvested a lot of raw iron, but also clay. So, and you want to do forged iron. Forged iron you need to do, you see the symbol here. This symbol means that you have to do it in the forge. This one means workbench. I will do another video about it. So, these two, for instance, are made in the forge. So, first thing you have to do is to put these things here. Raw iron, a blob of clay, or stone, lead, glass, clay, iron. So everything what is written here on the right side you can melt. You can even melt glass jars, unclaimed blocks, steel shovel, cooking pot, everything. You just have to try, but not organic stuff like animal fat. Or maybe goggles too. So, now you have this smelting stuff. Here you can melt stuff, and then you put wood on it, or fuel. You can, you see, you can even do cloth. You can let burn cloth, or animal fat, let's see. Yes, animal fat too. So you have really to see what can burn. But I usually use wood. So now we turn it on. This is how a forge works. Yet now, every 5 seconds, one of these raw iron items melts down and gives you 5 output. So 1 raw iron gives you 5 iron. Then forged iron. You can craft this right now. So you have already 3 and we can continue. For higher advanced stuff you need an anvil, and an anvil requires a little bit more, requires 200 iron and 20 clay. But you have to do nothing, because you just have to wait until you have melted enough iron to have reached 200 here. It's important that you know that the maximum amount you can melt is 30,000. So always be aware that you can't melt more than 30,000. Okay. Then, what else? I want to explain you just for the last thing. You now already know how this works. You know the smelting, the output. Here everything comes out. You see here? Okay. Here you see just what you have ordered, let's say so. And then, for last, where to find a crucible, or where to craft, how to craft one, and the tool and the die set. The tool and the die set you can usually find if you're here in these boxes. Construction site, or working stiff box. There are some prefabs that you can find, and in there are these boxes. Then I will show you just afterwards. Then the crucible. Let's see what you need. For crucible you need a workbench, and you need to learn the perk steel smithing. And for this perk you need tool smithing 6, that means level 40, weapon smithing 4 and science 3. So you need a lot of points, you need to level up until level 40. And then you can craft this, and then you can craft the crucible, forge steel and spring. So, as you have seen, you need 40 forged iron, 10 mechanical parts, 2200 stone and 900 lump of clay. When you have gathered them, remember mechanical parts you can receive easily with the wrench from the car, mechanical, or let's say from the bed or anything other what is electric, like let's say the oven or the fridge or the television. Television I think is only electrical parts. But yeah, everything you can wrench almost. Then let's just see for second last where to find a tool in the die set. I will show you a city now, and then let's see. For example, here the Higashi isn't so well. Well, you still find boxes, but not so much. So you need to be on this one. On this floor you need the chemical depot, because here you will find a lot of these cardboard, and there you may find, if you're lucky, these tool and die sets. Well, then let's look for another one. Yeah, actually there you can find a lot of gas. Now the next one. You see there are cars. So cars means mechanical, and maybe you find here into these boxes. Let's see this one if you're lucky. But then also if you just search for the boxes, I think in here, yeah, here you also have a workbench like this one, car parts box. So if you're lucky you find here these two, or auto parts, also a very nice place. Just break down the boxes and search, yeah, and search if you find one. So let's return. I think that was almost everything where it's the most likely to find one. So let's return here. Let's just see. Okay, yeah, there's a trader, and there is our forge, with still melting a little bit. So you can actually see you can craft the anvil. So let's talk about what you have now learned today. You now know how a forge works. You have to put here the melting stuff that you before have to collect naturally, the fuel, all the tools you need. So the anvil you can craft here. The crucible you can craft too, but you need to be level 40. And yeah, forged iron 40 isn't as much, you can already make 21. And then the third one is the most difficult one to find. You have seen now a few prefabs and the names of the boxes you have to loot to get one of these. So if you are lucky, but I think you don't really need them, because you would need it for rocket casing, and well, that's you don't really use this as much, because only if you're really high level, but until then you should have one of them. My last tip is to go to a trader. Did you see here, that there is a trader, and you have always the small possible chance that you find a working workbench or chemical station, or etc, etc, because there's always a chance that it is broken. So let's see if there is one. Actually, you get the last position. You see here the task, don't you? Craft a bedroll and so. And if you have done everything, the last, well, gift you receive is the position of the nearest trader. So go there and check. You see, you could use one, and it's sadly it's destroyed, but maybe, yeah, good loot. And here, sadly destroyed too. And now let's see here, the workbench, destroyed too. So, okay. At least you have a workbench. No, at least you have a forge. So, I hope you enjoyed the video. Now you know how a forge works. And yeah, good luck surviving.